Well, it's out with Richard Migliore, but it's in with Paul Lo Duca. NYRA makes a great hire, and going to be seeing a lot of Paul Lo Duca up in Saratoga with NYRA. Born in Brooklyn, 11 seasons, MLB, you know the name. Dodgers, Marlins, Mets, and Nats. Only struck out once every 13 at-bats in his career.
There's that strikeout stat again.
There you go. You love poking at that strikeout stuff. Joined TVG in 2009. Joins us here on Big Board Sports. We welcome Paul Lo Duca to Big Board Sports on ESPN 104.5. The Team. Good morning, Paul Lo Duca.
Thanks, I appreciate it. The 13% strikeout rate is not sexy anymore.
We got to start baseball here because everyone is all over the Aaron Judge home run derby win last night. How impressed were you with Judge last night, Paul? And to further our discussion here this morning, would you say, agree or disagree, that first half of this season he was the best hitter in Major League Baseball?
I would say that, the last statement, yeah. He's truly somebody like we've never seen. I think people and analysts keep on trying to compare him to somebody, and I keep going back and forth. A couple people have asked me when I played, who do you compare him to? And you really can't. There was a guy that used to play in the Dodger organization a long time ago, big-time prospect that was after Piazza, named Billy Ashley. I don't know if a lot of people remember him, but I've seen a couple people hit a ball out of Dodger Stadium, and Mike Piazza was one of them, and Billy Ashley was the other one, and consistently in BP. And he was like 6'6", chiseled. But you know, most of those guys, here's the thing that you get about Aaron Judge, like his plate discipline, one, for being a rookie. Two, when you're that, I think a lot of people don't realize when you're that tall, you have a lot of holes as a hitter. You know, you're longer, your swing's naturally longer because you're already 6'7". And they've tried to pound him inside. What I do love is that his discipline, that he really lays off a lot of stuff inside when they try to pound him inside. Because he realizes that now, and even when I played, that pitchers pitch inside, but they don't know how to pitch inside. The difference of pitching inside and then throwing inside for a strike. And I give the kid credit. He's got great plate discipline, but again, it's hard for a guy that size to not have any holes in his swing.
Is that why the strikeout numbers are a bit on the high side for somebody like Aaron Judge?
Well, I think they are anyway. You know, guys, the game's changed. The strikeout is forgotten. It used to be, hey, let's put the ball in play. But when you have a guy like him, you can live with the strikeout because the dynamic is, I mean, I don't know what his ratio is, but I'm sure when the ball hits the bat, it's got to be 450 to 475 in play, like something stupid. I mean, but when you have that kind of power, when you have that kind of physical ability, I used to tell a lot of guys, just touch it, man. Just touch it. Have that in the back of your mind. You don't need to swing hard. Your physical ability and the ball coming in at 90 miles an hour. And if you look at him, he really doesn't swing out of place. And I think he takes that approach.
So we'll move on to horse racing because that's really the reason that we wanted you to pop on. But for the sake of the argument between myself and Chris Honorado, who does not agree with me.
You're just doing this to rub it in now because he did kind of already answer the question.
You know. Well, I'll ask him again. He's the number one hitter first half of the season in your mind? Maybe not.
Man, I'd probably have to say yeah. Just because the splash that he made as a rookie is really tough to do. Now it's all about the adjustments because is the frustration going to come? And again, the game has changed because if a rookie had hit 31 home runs, he'd have probably got knocked down a lot more times than he did. So, you know, I mean, a lot of guys are way too comfortable. But here's the deal. It's just that, like I said, the game is completely changed, and you're seeing a lot of home runs being hit in baseball. It's because the pitchers don't know how to pitch inside.
All right. Well, congrats on the move from TVG to NYRA, and we've dealt with Richard Migliore for so many years on this show and on the TV side of things up in Saratoga. It'll be our pleasure to work with you as well. And just tell me the excitement level that you have right now with the Saratoga racing season. Paul Lo Duca ready to open a week from Friday.
I'm pumped. I really am. Like I said this earlier, you know, it's the best horses, the best place to be. It's a dream job. If you want cover horse racing, and to work with the team that we're working with, and to come back to New York. I'm just excited. I really am. Saratoga is one of those towns that's sort of me. It's old school a little bit. The fans there come out in their lawn chairs. They sit out there early. They get their Shake Shack in themselves, and then they move on and try to pick some winners. I mean, it's just. But what I love about New York is if you start picking bad horses, they'll start getting on you. It's just like anything else there. And the team that I'm going to is it's a different ballgame. You're going to a team that you're concentrating on a certain amount of races. And Andy's just phenomenal. I've worked with Greg. I've worked with Tom Amos, and Gabby and Maggie are tremendous at what they do. So, and I don't ever want to fill Mig's shoes. Mig's had was a world-class rider, so he had the perspective of being on a horse's back, which I can never bring. So I'm just going to try to hopefully pick some winners and bring an athlete's perspective. I try to spin things in athlete's perspective because I do think it correlates a little bit in horse racing.
Paul, born in Brooklyn, but raised for the most part in Arizona, if I remember your Dodgers career correctly. I'm from northern New Jersey, and when I moved to this area, I had to embrace horse racing as a sport. I had to learn it as quickly as possible, and I will never pass for any kind of expert in that sport other than simply covering it. Where did your love for this game come from?
Well, we moved to Brooklyn, from like you said, I moved to Brooklyn to Arizona when I was a kid, and it was a turf paradise. My father owned horses. I used to go to the backside multiple times, all the time. I know my mom's listening in heaven, but we cut class many a times. And came home with winning tickets or losing tickets and stuff like that. So just cut my teeth there and really enjoyed it. And it always turned into a passion. You know, when I started playing baseball at the college level and was like, oh, okay, I got a chance to maybe go somewhere. It's different these days. You know, these kids got better uniforms than I had in college at 12, you know, so I was never pointing towards a baseball career until I got to Arizona State and was like, okay, maybe I have a chance here. And then moved on from there and took off. But yeah, the kids now are a little bit spoiled and more isolated than we were. You know, we played from sport to sport, from, you know, basketball to football to baseball, which I think is a lost art.
We're talking with Paul Lo Duca. We'll see a lot of him in Saratoga, and certainly we'll see him on opening day, which is a week from Friday. And then the show that you're going to be on, Paul, every day, we might as well throw a little plug out there for that. And that it was terrific last year, and it's 2.5 hours, right, on MSG Plus Network. And it's it's going to be Saratoga Live, yep. MSG Plus. We're going to be mixing the Fox networks as well. And yeah, it's going to be dynamic. It's going to be a great fun. You know, Greg Wolf, phenomenal host. Everybody knows about Andy, and he's got a great opinion, first of all. And I think a lot of people are wondering if him and I are going to clash. And actually, Andy and I are very close friends. We become close friends through just, you know, different channels. When I was working with TVG, and I respect his opinion. So it's great to The thing about it is when you walk into a situation and you respect the 4 people that you're going to be working with, or 5 people, and the people that hired you, it's a different ballgame. So I know what I'm getting myself into. When you get hired, when I got hired at TVG, it was a different thing. I didn't know anything about, you know, broadcasting, but then you sort of know what you're getting yourself into. You know, when I took this job, it was more of, okay, I know what I'm going to get myself into, and it's a challenge because I'm working with 4 people that you better have you know what together. You know what I mean? So. And especially at Saratoga, you know how tough it is to pick winners there. So, that's what I'm more excited about, the challenge, of, you know, having a little fun and bringing great TV back to, horse racing. Cause I just feel that that's been lacking on all networks. And that show, Saratoga Live, that'll run every day during the 40-day meet. What time does that hit the air? Ooh, that's a good question. Well, probably the last 4 races each day, or the last 5 races of each day, depending, because I'm going to have the NYRA pick 5. So, yeah, I would check the NYRA schedule depending how many races are each day. So, but we only 1 day off. 6-day weeks at Saratoga. That's the best part about it. And you can get all the Shake Shack,
all the Dunkin' Donuts, and they even got a cheese truck. You can get a grilled cheese. They got all you need.
Paul, so you're taking us down Restaurant Row at the race course, but one of my buddies at the TV station, Roger and I both work for the NBC affiliate here as well, and he said you have to check out Lo Duca's TVG stuff of kind of crawling his way through Saratoga. And I'm not trying to blow up your spot and have fans come chase you down Caroline Street or anything like that, but what are some of your favorite spots in Toga?
I actually love the Party Glass, man. That place is a good little place. Great beer. There's so many great places down there too. But the Party Glass has a thing. I'll give you one thing. It's called the Irish Quesadilla. It's got mashed potatoes inside the quesadilla. I know it doesn't sound like it's appealing, but I'm telling you right now, they got the greatest beer. They own horses as well. But you know, it's like when you go downtown Saratoga, you just see everybody. It's such a great place to go. Sperry's as well. I'm sure you can. I'll blow up Andy's spot. You can find Andy there at the corner of the bar almost every night. So there you go.
Hey, Paul, we appreciate a few minutes. Congrats on the new gig. Looking forward to meeting you in person and partnering up with you throughout the course of the 40-day meet.
I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it. And then first beer's on me for both of you guys.
Love it, man. Thanks a lot, Paul. Appreciate it.